The legendary Stalker Trilogy is now in your pocket. You asked for it and we deliver. Today we'll see how the Shadow of Chernobyl, Clear Sky and Call of Pripyat run on mobile hardware. I'll show you the real gameplay, talk about some critical control issues and most importantly, at the end of the video I'll give you the universal emulator settings so your phone doesn't turn into a glowing artifact. Let's go! Let's start with Shadow of Chernobyl. With the release of the console versions, the Enhanced Edition gamepad support was added to the PC version too. Now you don't have to struggle with mapping every single button in the emulator, just connect a controller and play like on console. The developers also finally removed that awful camera shaking while running, which used to ruin the gameplay. Now about the graphics. On a low preset, the game runs great, averaging 50 to 60 FPS, but if you set it to medium, the FPS drops to 30. Is it worth it? Yes, if visuals matter for you. Grass, trees and lighting look much better on medium. Playing on 30 frames is perfectly comfortable, but there is a catch with the controls. Playing only with the touchscreen will be a big problem. The thing is, the game now dynamically switches between inputs. When you tap exactly on the virtual gamepad buttons, it's fine, but if you miss and touch an empty spot on the screen, the game instantly thinks you switched to a keyboard and mouse. This causes a noticeable lag every time it switches. In a video you can see how we kept getting micro-stutters during a mutant fight just because we missed the buttons. So for the zone, use a physical gamepad only. Moving on to Clear Sky. Since the Enhanced Edition only works on DirectX 12, the load on the chip is massive. Here I strongly advise keeping the settings on low, which will give you that steady 50 to 60 frames. The moment you switch to the medium preset, the game hits rock bottom, dropping to a pathetic 20 FPS. Even on low settings, the phone sometimes hits up to over 90 degrees. If you feel the frame rate dropping, that's thermal throttling. Let your hardware cool down because overheating will quickly kill your processor's speed. Call of Pripyat feels the most stable. I chose a mission in the Zone to show you how it works in open areas. Unlike Clear Sky, the graphics on a medium preset work the best out of 3 games here. You can expect up to 35 FPS on average on medium settings. The draw distance is decent, the picture looks great, and the frame stability lets you enjoy the game comfortably, even on a mobile emulator. Since all three games run on the same X-ray engine, the emulator settings will be universal for them. Why do we focus so much on low graphics presets? On low settings, the processor power draw is about 5 to 6.6 watts. But as soon as you switch to medium, the power instantly jumps up to 80 or even 9.5 watts. That is a massive difference. Medium settings heat your phone much more and drain your battery way faster. So copy the parameters you see on our screen. It's the golden mean between visual stability and your battery life. Let us know in the comments how the game runs for you. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and good hunting, Stalker.